Chevron and Vernova, David, you love this. They're announcing a new partnership to address the rising data center and hyperscaler energy demand needs. Join us now exclusively to discuss Chevron. We got Chairman and CEO Mike Wirth, and we got GE Vernova CEO Scott Strazik. These guys are not new to our show.
No, they're not.
They're not new to our show.
No.
And I'm going to start with Mike, because Mike, I know that you are a shrewd follower of the news flow. After what happened yesterday, was there any remorse about putting this together, given the fact that the whole aspect of why these stocks are down is because the Chinese have figured out a way to make these things at a fraction of the energy? What are you saying?
Well, Jim and David, it's great to see you this morning. Look, I think the news that people are reacting to underscores how competitive, global, and urgent the race for AI leadership is. And, that's going to require energy as we look to build out the models in this country, not only to answer questions, but ultimately to reindustrialize our economy and to bring manufacturing back into this country at a greater scale. These technologies are going to be fundamental to everything in our economy. So the growth in demand for power can burden a grid that's already stressed. It could add cost to consumers. So behind-the-meter solutions powered by abundant American energy and natural gas is an essential part, I think, of that equation going forward. We talk to the customers. The hyperscalers are still just that. They're hyperscalers. They need to go fast, and they need scale. And I think these solutions are intended to provide that.
Well, okay, so Scott, I look at point blank. Announced today the formation of a partnership to build a new company to develop scalable, reliable power solutions for U.S.-based data centers. And I keep coming back to, if you're in the business of trying to service the data centers, I think you have to ask yourself, if I build it, will they still come? Why will the data centers still come after what we heard yesterday?
Well, Jim, thanks for having me here today. I'm thrilled to be in Greenville, South Carolina, where we make all of those gas turbines. And when we look at our demand profile through the rest of the decade, there's demand 3 times the available supply that we're going to be able to build out. So we're going to need some efficiency in the system to make this whole thing work. There's a lot of innovation that will happen with the hyperscalers. We're really counting on that. But when you look at the electric power system right now, reserve margins are coming down throughout the U.S., prices are up, and we're going to need partnerships like this behind the meter to alleviate some of the pressure in that system. And that's why we're so thrilled to be part of this partnership with Mike and with CJ, because we need more partners that are capable of industrializing at scale what's going to be needed in this country, and also to decarbonize that over time. And Mike and the team clearly are capable of doing that, and we're thrilled to be part of the partnership.
Yeah, and obviously, we are, again, just to emphasize, 4 gigawatts. You're talking about powering 3 to 3.5 million U.S. homes. It's an enormous undertaking to a certain extent. You guys expect to get it started by 2027. Mike, what gives you the confidence you can get this thing going and get it together in let's call it 2 years, and have the natural gas available, I guess, to power so much of the facility?
Well, I don't think the natural gas supply will be the problem. This country has decades and decades of natural gas just waiting to be produced. What gives us confidence that we can move with speed are a couple of things. Number one, we've been working on this for quite some time. We are early in the queue for delivery on 7 of the largest gas-generating turbines that GE manufactures, with first delivery next year in 2026. Moving into 2027. We've been advancing site selection work already. We're beginning engineering studies. We've been talking to customers for months and months. And so this is work that has been underway, and we intend to move with speed in order to meet the demand that Scott referred to.
Now, obviously, you guys produce an awful lot of natural gas down in the Permian. Are these things going to be near that area? Does that matter?
Well, we're looking at a number of different sites. We're looking at some sites in the South. We're looking at some in the Midwest and some in the interior west of the country. We've got a set of criteria that include things like a gas supply, a regulatory and permitting environment that allows us to build things with the kind of pace that is demanded here. We've got an eye towards future decarbonization of these plants, and so access to things like storage space for CCUS or other resources like geothermal or wind are all part of the selection criteria. So we have a number of sites that we're looking for, and importantly, we're working with customers to determine which sites are most attractive to them.
Right. Scott, it's the first opportunity we've had to speak to you, obviously, since your stock got crushed yesterday. Now, to put it in perspective, it's still up 12% over the last 3 months because you've had an enormous run-up on so much of the enthusiasm around your product and what it means for the growing need for power in this country. That said, I'm curious as to your reaction to yesterday, to that loss of, at this point, almost a quarter of your market value.
Well, you take a step back, and we're certainly appreciative of the market's response over the 10 months we've had as a public company that shows its confidence in our future to grow and grow profitably. Yesterday's a tough day, but relative to the market's reaction, and David, when I think about when I was with you in December on set, we're just as confident, if not more, and just as optimistic, if not more, with our growth projections from here, the profitability that we can drive in this growing market. We've got an incredible opportunity to serve it, and I'm thrilled again to be in Greenville, South Carolina today, where we're going to serve a lot of this market for U.S. growth, and look forward to our steps ahead from here.